What I found most interesting about it, how it's a balance between a new direction and obviously it pays homage to all of the Saw movies before. I was wondering, how did you go about balancing that?
I consider myself a Saw fan before a director. I'm a horror fan. And so I just always ask myself as a fan, what would I want? And I think that I love the Saw universe, but they became complicated. They became dense. They're so interconnected and interwoven that, I directed 3 of them before this, and I was confused by the time I was watching Saw 8, trying to keep timelines in check and all of that. So coming into this new one, we basically said, this is not Saw 9. This is the 9th installment, but this is a new direction. So we wanted to pay homage and we wanted to take some of the elements with us. And so we basically made a list. What do we want to take? We want to take the traps. We think that traps is a big part of this. The twists, the turns, the Charlie Clouser music, and then that iconic image of the pig, which has been there from the very beginning. But everything else we want to kind of start over. I also didn't want to try to have one of the things that kind of frustrates me of the Tobin Bell cameo. Tobin Bell is too good of an actor and he's too amazing of a killer to put him in like a flash cameo, which is what's kind of happened since I killed him in Saw 3. So I said it's doing a disservice to our new killer because no one can compete with Tobin Bell. I say to this point, there is no better serial killer immortalized on screen than Tobin Bell. So it was important for me not to put that cameo that he's been known for and say that we're gonna go in a new direction with a new killer. And yet still have moments that Saw fans will know and appreciate. And so we bring Chris Rock in, and Chris Rock brings a level of comedy that's never been in a Saw movie before. And I think fans, it's what I would want to see, which is it feels like a Saw movie, but it also feels like it's something new and fresh at the same time.
Yeah, I totally get that. I read in production notes that, because we have to talk about the traps, of course, that you wanted to sort of take a different approach to traps. As you said, this is sort of a fresh take. Can you just talk us a bit through about how you took that different approach?
Yeah, listen, I think that, and the last thing I ever want to do is talk ill on another Saw film, but they became complicated. I remember there was, what was it, laser beams and head splitting and things like that. I said you have to go back to dirty, dingy traps based on real things that are in that environment. So an example is like that glass trap. That is a real machine that really exists in glass factories to basically crack glass. So I was like, okay, how can we take that and make a Saw trap out of that? The scene with the fingers, that machine is a real machine that again was retrofitted with tin pulleys, but that machine was all real. So we wanted to make sure that I wanted to try to go a little bit simpler than we've seen in the last few. One of my favorite ones is the wax trap, which is so simplistic. And I think to me that's so horrific as well because it's so simple.